Welcome back to another football show. We got a great program. We got a lot to talk about. With that, week 7 is in the books. We're at the point of the season where we can circle the teams that suck, but we're still kind of figuring out who's elite. We got a new program. We're going to talk about some games. We're going to dive into some players specifically and just overall news around the league. It was a very chalky week in football. A lot of favorites won. A lot of easy spreads were hit. Pretty much Vegas got grabbed by the balls and lost. I do want to say thank you to PointsBet. How can you watch sports if you're not using PointsBet? Are you really watching sports? So go on PointsBet and bet on it, especially with the NBA and NHL season starting and plenty of weeks left in football. But let's just dive into the slate. Eagles 28, Vikings 22. As someone who is not in the I Heart Jalen Hurts club, his performance came at the best time. Jalen played perfect football, and if you talk about him on his lows, you got to talk about him on his highs. Cam Newton, you better be busting out a special hat for this one. 19 for 23 passing, 326 yards, 3 touchdowns against a Brian Flores Vikings defense. This isn't easy to accomplish. He had a perfect passer rating, okay? He truly plays, Jalen Hurts plays the best football when the entire world says he sucks. This was his annual, so that's what you think, huh? Style of game. Like, this was a game where the Vikings practically dared Jalen Hurts to go out and beat us. Try your best. We don't think you can do it. Everyone says you suck. Let's see if you really suck. And tip of the cap, perfect passer rating. Jalen Hurts beat him to death. But this is the least amount of points scored in a perfect passer rating in NFL history. Food for thought. And on the flip, on the Vikings end of things, Carson Wentz might be a dirty cop. His ball placement is so incredibly bad. He was 1 for 6 for touchdowns in the red zone. He throws like how your college buddy throws the ball at 2 a.m., like when drunk. So on the bright side, there is no bright side. The Vikings gave up on Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones. Both are having terrific years. And now they're stuck with a 9-year vet who can wow you for better or worse. So the Eagles are kind of in a really tough spot. They need JJ back out there. Not that JJ is all that, but he's at least better than fucking Carson Wentz. Like, it was actually, like, he needed to get a DUI check before getting on that plane or something. It was really, really bad. And if the Eagles lost, because it was a close game, and the Eagles did get that pick 6, which definitely changes the aspect of Jalen Hurts' performance slightly. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith have, like, all-time games. But if the Eagles did lose, big if, because they didn't, that would have changed the entire landscape of things. It probably would have been time to press the panic button if you are an Eagles fan, because that would have been 3 straight losses in a row. The offense has kind of struggled for a bit of the year, especially on the rushing side of things. But, they pulled it together. I mean, when you have a team of Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, a great O-line as you got, Nick Sirianni, I guess. The defense is phenomenal. Like, it's hard you shouldn't really be close to losing. But they pulled it through, and that's a big, big win for them. Let's go to our next game. Patriots 31, Titans 13. We're going to keep this short and simple, okay? The Patriots are a wagon, yes, and I love Drake May. Okay, Drake May VP? Is that what they're saying? Is that what the kids are saying? The only reason why I really want to talk about this game is because we got to talk about Cam Ward. I know people will say, well, the O-line isn't giving him much help. His receivers are underskilled. The coaching staff is terrible and ruining him. But let's get something straight. His decision-making is terrible. This is the 5th game in a row he's thrown an interception. He dropped back against the Patriots, practically laterals it to his own end zone. The Patriots end up scoring a touchdown on it. This is multiple non-contact fumbles he's had this season. And a Titans beat writer came out and said they had to dumb down the offensive plays because it was too complex for Ward. He's a number 1 pick in the draft. He's last in first downs this year. This is the pros, Cam. You're not back at Miami, finishing 3rd in the ACC with 30 fumbles and can't even beat ranked teams. This is the pros, man. Get with the program. I do think he'll figure it out, though. But I think his entire existence in the NFL has been so quiet. The entire draft process, we knew he was going to go number one, yet nobody was really talking about him. It's all about everybody else that's in the draft. Then the draft happens. He gets drafted. There's training camp going on. Nobody's talking about Cam Ward or the number one pick. It's the most unhyped number one pick that I can think of in the NFL. Everybody's focused on everybody else in that draft. And he will figure it out. And as a Titans fan, you're probably like, you know what? This does suck. Everything is so everyone's underperforming on the team, yes. But at least you're getting your rookie reps. I felt like I had to come out and say this piece about Cam Ward because nobody, even when he is struggling, there's just no talk about it. It's all about when is Shedeur going to play. So he will figure it out. Those Vrabel chants at the end of the game, that's got to kill you. That's literally, knife's already in the chest. They're twisting it. I mean, how dumb of an organization do you have to be to let go of a guy like Mike Vrabel? You practically just laid up a dynasty or the quickest rebuild in NFL history for the Patriots, because not only do they have one of the best coaches in the NFL, they also got teed up with Drake May, who's an emerging quarterback, and the Titans have a lot to play with that. Not sure what they're thinking. And good for Vrabel for just stomping on it. There was a part where it was close. I think the Titans were up like 10-3 or 13-3 at one point. So they had people fooled for a bit, and then Vrabel was like, oh, wait, I know this team better than anyone. Let me just put the gas pedal all the way down. So we'll go to the next game. Panthers 13, Jets 6, Browns 31, Dolphins 6. We're going to talk about the Jets and Miami as a unit. But before that, fun fact. The last two quarterbacks with 100-plus pass attempts and exactly 2 passing touchdowns and 0 interceptions in their first 3 starts were Tom Brady and Dylan Gabriel. Food for thought. Okay, the Browns D, once again, stellar at home. It was against the Dolphins. So let's just kind of fucking get into it. The Jets and Dolphins are the two biggest. Let's start. The Jets and Dolphins are the 2 biggest dumpster fires in the NFL. One being 0-7 and the other is 1-6. The one Dolphins win was against the Jets. I like to think Miami has a way bigger problem than the Jets. The Dolphins overpaid for a quarterback when nobody else in the NFL would pay anywhere close to what Tua is making. They have player-only meetings with low attendance. Tyreek Hill's career is in jeopardy with the injury. Miami is so beyond fucked. The players, coaches, and owners have all packed their bags for the season. Quinn Ewers subs in for Tua after he throws 3 interceptions. Mike McDaniels has clearly lost the locker room. I mean, it's pure comedy. The Miami Dolphins are a sitcom at this point, and I do believe that the New York Jets are in a better spot, or in a less of a shitty spot. Despite not being able to win a game, and Justin Fields being a bad quarterback, and Breece Hall practically requesting a trade via Instagram, and Garrett Wilson being injured, and the defense playing at a historically bad rate, as well as Aaron Glenn not being able to do his job, it's kind of like a preschool teachers calling the plays. They have cap, space, and players that give it their all. At least it looks like on paper. Half of the Dolphins squad looks like they quit after the first quarter or Tua's first interception, which are usually around the same, first quarter. But yeah, so the Jets haven't won a game, but I do think they're in a better spot. The Dolphins, that's just pure cancer. Okay, let's go to our final game. Broncos 33, Giants 32. No Sam clip for this one. I did get to watch it beside him. And I feel like I kind of reverse manifested something. We'll kind of get into that in a bit. The Broncos continue to start on offense insanely slow. They laid an egg through the first 3 quarters of the game, and then they magically have a 19-0 comeback. They just kind of went insane in the membrane. But with a game like this, a historic comeback game like this, there are so many angles to look at this game. To assign blame, to point the finger at who. Is it our fault? Was it his fault? How do we get to where we got? So let's just remind ourselves kind of what happened. So the G-men come out hot. They're burning hot. The defense is going amazing. Brian Burns was all over the place. I mean, I think the Giants defense had 7 deflections on Bo Nix. The offense was playing ball. New York had something going. They figured something out. Jackson Dart has a 44-yard touchdown pass to Bellinger. Robinson is cooking this Broncos secondary. It felt like the Giants just kind of caught the Broncos on an off night. And then I felt like I reverse manifested this comeback, okay? I wanted to see a miracle comeback. So I wanted to see a crazy comeback. It's 19-0. The Giants steamroll into the fourth quarter and hell's bells plays. I kept saying, it's 19-0. Don't worry. 19-0 became 19-8. Dart throws another tud, which would feel like the nail in the coffin. But there's no quitting if Sean Payton's your coach. And the Broncos scored 3 consecutive touchdowns. One came after a great field position that Jackson Dart gave them after that horrible, one of the ugliest but typical New York Giants interceptions I've ever seen. And then when you think the Giants are dead, Jackson Dart marches down that field, goes out there, scores. There were a couple questionable flags. The PI was a bit crazy, and the roughing the passer. I felt like those were missed calls. And then your kicker misses the field goal that would ice the game. The Broncos get down the field in 30 seconds and score a game-winning field goal. Poetry. I mean, I haven't seen a better fourth quarter than that, and I don't know. Nothing is coming to my head right now. But with a loss like that, because I saw Giants fans on Twitter just losing their minds, rightfully so. That's the ugliest loss. Welcome to the party, by the way. I mean, the Ravens also had an ugly loss. You know, it happens. Shit happens. It's so easy to blame this loss, though, on that kicker. But that defense gave up 33 points in one quarter. Dart throws a horrible interception when the team really needed him to get 2 first downs just to ice the game. Dable not being able to manage the clock is a big no-no, or he just has no fucking idea what a timeout is. There were multiple delay of games. You can rightfully blame the kicker, but acknowledge what happened to put him in this position, and it seems like it would be an avoidable situation to put him in. So that's all the NFL we're going to talk this week. My final remarks is college football is awesome. Go Dogs, by the way. Not sure why I did horns up, but go Dogs. Huge win against Ole Miss. The SEC is just over-delivering like always. We are owning majority of the spots in the AP top 25, top 10. It's an exciting year for college football. We got Blue Jays Game 7 tonight. Go Bluebirds. Massive game. And I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. We didn't get an episode out last week. It was Thanksgiving. But the week before was our highest viewed episode. We're gaining tons of subscribers. It's awesome. I love to yap about ball. I'm going to continue to do it. The pirate ship will always keep sailing no matter what happens. So thank you guys for your time. Until next time, so long for just a while.